Okay. Anyways, I'm trying this camera. I don't really know where to put it. Alright, I think that'll be good. Back with my 97 Sportster I just picked up a couple Fridays ago. Gotta put some gas in the gas tank. I don't like these gas jugs with this new fangled gas nozzle. I don't even know how I freaking work this thing. Let's see. It goes like so. Or something. No, it goes like so. Okay. So you have to mess with it and hold it down. What a joke. Who would want to do stuff like that, man? Pour the gas. Or don't pour the gas. But what in the world is all that? A bunch of nonsense. Okay. A little bit of gas in there. Like a quarter of a gallon. Alright. Good old dirt. Huh, I can't blow it out because I got my helmet on. Huh, funny. That's why you clean your gas jug before you put the gas in. Alright, so anyways, this thing is ice cold. Haven't started it yet. Hopefully it'll start. I'm hoping. I just put the new gas line in. No, I didn't. I took a brake line, actually. I took a brake line and put the gas line in. A brake line. Spliced it. This petcock, as you can see, is leaking like a sieve. Freaking leaking bad. But anyways, I ordered one, so I'll have it probably tomorrow. I'll pick it up. But this petcock leaks right here. You can see it leaking. I cleaned the petcock. I took these two screws out, cleaned everything, hoping it would fix everything. By the way, this motor's ice cold, and it's about 40 degrees, 42, something like that. But anyways, I put the air cleaner back on, used the old gas line, cut it in half, took the bad part out. That was the elbow right before I go into the petcock. Spliced it with brake line, cut the brake line, took a punch, made the ends beveled a little bit, put the 1/4 inch brake line over those, extended it back out, put the good part of the gas line into the petcock, and here we are. So anyways, I just put this windshield on there. I bought this at Goodwill in Ohio. I paid $20 for it. Slip streamer, but it's got these little cool, I like the way this is made. I had it on my other bike, Moto Guzzi. It's got 7/8 inch bars. Well, I adapted these. I cut a pop can, put a little bit of pop can around here to take up the difference in between the 7/8 and 1 inch bars. I use these on my other windshield, but I took them off because the only thing that fits this bar. I can get something else for my 7/8 inch bar for the windshield. I'll make something. But anyways, as I was taking this off the other side, one of these shims fell, and I've never found it. I can't find it. It might be stuck inside my Moto Guzzi somewheres into the engine. So what I did is I took a bolt, you can see here, took it to the grinder, and I beveled it. Used it for the bottom, used the good one for the top. Hopefully it'll hold it. So far it's sturdy as snot. I mean, this thing, I can move the motorcycle with my windshield, but hopefully this will work. So I'm going to try to start this bad boy. If it will. I got the choke pulled out, gas is dripping, turn the key on here, and let's see what happens. Oh, the battery's pretty low. Oh, started right up. Yay! Boy, it's really pouring the gas out now. That's not safe, but at least it's not on the exhaust pipe side. Batteries, I think it's one of them cheap ones from Walmart. Oh, it says Walmart. Right there, Walmart. And it's probably, who knows how old it is. ES14BS. It's a bunch of BS, alright. Anyways, I'm trying to vape. I got a dirt bike helmet on, which used to be my favorite helmet. Then I got a bright yellow, kind of a neon yellow helmet. Let's turn this choke off. Oh yeah, look at that exhaust just bouncing around there. That's funny. Not sure if that's right. This I had to make. This is it's off the truck leaf springs. It's got a piece of rubber all the way through it. I didn't need it. The old ones worked. They were still good, so I used them on the truck. Had 2 of these. I don't throw nothing away. Who would ever guess? This fell off before I bought the bike. So I'm going to try this, put a bolt through here. It has a stub sticking out about right there. And slid it over, put a bolt through it with a washer, tighten her down. I got a rear foot peg. This over here, as you can see, is a Allen wrench and some kind of piece of pipe. Some guy put a bolt through it. That's my shifter. I'm going to leave it on there. Good enough. I got my genuine vinyl tape on my genuine vinyl seat. Yeehaw. Let's see if this thing goes. Oh, by the way, they put a lowering kit on here and lowered the front forks. I'll show it to you if I don't forget when I come back. Alright, let's see what we got going on here. Put it in gear. Quit grinding the gears. Alright. And let's see what we got here. Got to cross this creek. Oh yeah. Nice big Humpty Hump. Rocks, water. Oh yeah, cold motor. But it's running pretty good. Driveway ain't the best in the world. Actually, it's pretty slippery, and I've wrecked a bike here before. That's why I got dirt bike hand guards on my Moto Guzzi. I wrecked and broke my finger. Here we go. I hope you can see this on this camera. This is a 1200 Sportster 97. Can't even believe how much I got it for. Let's see, is this camera look like it's right? Yeah. I got a microphone plugged in the bottom. It's like a GoPro type camera. So hopefully you can hear me good. Hope everything's on. For all I know, it's not even recording. There's no screen on here. You can't tell. I mean, there's a screen. It tells you it's recording, but you can't see anything. I can't make sure that the camera's facing the right way. I put Velcro on the side of my helmet. If you can see this in the mirror, I got Velcro stuck on the side of my helmet, Velcro stuck on the side of my camera, and that's how I got this. That's how I roll with my camera. Oh yeah, sunshine. These are good welding gloves. Keep the wind from going up my sleeves. Working pretty good. And this windshield helps a lot. I can't even believe it myself. Before, when I first got it, didn't have a windshield, and man, was it ever cold. Oh yeah. Allen bolt shifter. That's what I'm talking about. Needs to be reheated and bent a little bit out because it's pushing my foot away. Yeah, let me go slow here around this curve. Usually there's gravel right here. Shift down before you get in the curve, if possible. Yeah. Yeehaw. Gotta watch these cars coming around here. I can't see them before I get here. Get going too fast and end up in the middle of the road, because you know they're in the middle of the road. Yeah, buddy. Plenty of power. This is what I call torque like a tractor. This thing's got torque like a tractor. That's what it's got. That's why I like it. Shift down twice. I guess I'm probably in second gear, maybe third, probably second. I'm going, what, 30? Probably in second. Need to shift into third about the time you get to 30. A lot of guys take their Harleys and they low shift, so like they'd be shifting, trying to keep it low, shifting, they'd be just chugging along here. Fifth gear, I think that's fifth gear. Nope, that was fourth, this is fifth. They just chug along. And as all that does is it takes your connecting rod bearings and smashes them into your crankshaft. That's all you're doing, man. When you start chugging it like they think is all cool, which it might sound cool, but you are not doing your bearings any favors. So I try to keep it revved up there a little bit so it's not doing that. Let me do this here. Look down this railroad here. Nice country living. I haven't been on the main road yet, so this is my first trip on the main road. And I'm gonna go up this way. First gear, second gear, third gear, fourth gear, fifth gear. Yeehaw! There's my cord flapping around. Now I'm going 55. I can be in fifth gear all day long. I could be in fourth gear too if I want to get the RPMs up there. Let's go fourth gear. Fourth gear. Going 55, 60 miles an hour in fourth gear. I could go down the interstate like that. My RPMs are at 3 grand, 3,000 RPMs. Put it in fifth. About just over 2. Alright, pay attention to what you're doing. Never know when somebody pulls out. You ain't paying attention. You're down there looking at your gauges. Somebody pulls out when you need to be on the brakes. Always pay attention. Now I'm going. Put it back down into fourth gear. Right over this hill, I gotta turn hard left. Actually, I think I'll go past this road. Down in this old town. Way back in the day, this was the Southeast's largest tannery. Wind blew my hand off. Alright, so I'm going to turn left up here. Let me see, I forgot I use these turn signals. There it goes. Oh, it don't work anyways. Because the back turn signal ain't working. There we go. I think I'm in second gear. How do you shut this thing off? Oh, it just shuts off automatically. Okay. Big old fields and deers. I've been out there, seen deer. Went deer hunting one time. Didn't shoot anything, but put a deer stand up for a friend of mine. Yeah, here we go. East Tennessee, baby. Some old buildings there. When I first moved here, I actually rented this house on the bottom for $100 a month, 2-bedroom. It was better shape back in the day. And that house up there on the hill, they sold that for $2,000 about a year and a half, 2 years after I moved here. Yeah, I think this will be enough of a ride. That mobile home's been sitting there about 2 years, maybe 3. Don't have a clue how it got there, why somebody ain't living in it. Was nice, still looks nice, but it's just exposed, siding's off. I don't understand whose idea it was to do that. Now up here, if I want to stop on this hill, it's pretty steep. So what I'm going to do is go up here where it's less steep and pull out. Alright, so I'll wait for these cars that are taking their freaking time. I don't know what this yahoo's doing. Okie dokie, buddy. Don't know, well, you ain't in no hurry, that's for sure. on the gravels. Dang. That's just a regular mobile home. Somebody put siding on it and a roof. Looks nice. Did a good job. I'm jealous. But people that have a will, there's a way, it looked like that. And then he put siding and a real roof on there. Made it look much nicer, much newer. Alright, now, I gotta get used to these turn signals. Just my other mirror there, it's a little bit low. Push on the right one, is it on? Yep, it's on. Okay, slow down. Here we go. Seems like my idle's a little bit high. I don't know what that is. That's like 1200, 13, something like that. Do I push it again? See it go off? Yep. Alright, push it twice and it goes off. Alright. Big old river. Almost got drowned in that river one day. Me and my son was on a one of those, not even a John boat. They're made out of plastic. Bass track, bass, I forgot what it was called. Some kind of bass something. Had foam inside. Well, the foam wasn't enough to keep it afloat. It got a leak. We was tooling on down here. All of a sudden there was a beaver dam where the beavers put wood across. And I'll tell you what, I didn't know it at the time, but when you get up to a dam and you're in a flowing river, that current is so incredibly strong. I put my little boy, he's probably about 6, 7 years old, and it was right in through there someplace. I put him on the dam, and he actually walked across to this side right here. I grabbed a hold of it. I can't swim, by the way. I grabbed a hold of it, grabbed pieces of the dam, and pulled myself over to this side, and the boat flipped up like so, and then got sucked underneath the dam, and then popped up on the other side. Almost drowned that day. Could have lost my son. That scared both of us pretty badly. I've never been back on that river, man. It ain't worth it. There's some cows. A lot of time those cows get out. And they're black, so you can't see them. Next thing you know, you're driving along and there's a big old black cow just sitting in the road. So you got to be careful. I've seen donkeys, horses, everything up through here. That's a nice old truck that dude bought. Never did nothing with it. I've took a few pictures of it though. They obviously like working on stuff. They got a lot of stuff over there. Big old fancy house on the hill. It ain't mine. I ain't got nothing fancy. That's okay. What I got, I worked hard for. Almost paid for. Most things I got's paid for, but my house, it's getting close. I got about one more year working and it'll be paid for. Then I'll be debt free. And that's the deal, man. You can't go in debt the rest of your life and be stuck in a job that you hate. Forget that, man. I'm not that guy. My ancestors weren't in debt. They didn't even have banks in the day. And back not too long ago, it was pretty much impossible to get a loan. Back in the 20s and 30s, our ancestors wasn't foolish like that, going in debt for 30 years. When did that start? But anyways, I about got mine paid for, so. Alright, I'm back. Back in black. Yes, sir. Yeah, this idle's way too high. I need to figure that out. Okay, I got to cross here. This is how I dropped my bike before, crossing over here. And it was grass. I was hitting the front brake going down the hill. Slip, bam. Down I went about a half a mile an hour. How fast am I going? 10? Okay, so less than 10 miles an hour. Whoa, we go. Sportsters, that's why I love them. They are so much fun. Yeehaw. Nobody's here but me. I gotta turn that idle down. That's way... Yeah, this is way too high. Turn the gas off. always try to remember to turn your gas off before you shut your bike off, and that way it's not going to leak out into your cylinders. Yeah, I got to find this idle screw. Don't know where it's at. Looks like that might be it right there. Dang, I put the idle this baby down. D-O-W-N. That is way too high, and that's why it's hard to get in gear when I'm trying to put it in gear. Where'd that screw go? There it is. Oh yeah, there we go. $1,100 RPM, that's where I like it. Anyways, if it's above that, it's hard to put it in gear, and that's why I'm grinding my gears when I go to put it in first. It was just idling too high, like 1,300 or 1,300, about 13, maybe a little more. That thing will run out of gas here in a minute because I shut the gas off. But it's a good bike. I like this bike, and they handle good. My tires are pretty much bald. I'm gonna have to get some new tires. Bald tires. Going up, crossing a creek, up some steepness there. But I didn't wreck it. Now my other bike, the Cruiser, and it's really truly a Cruiser, that front fork is kicked way out there, and yeah, it's not near as easy to go up that bank as this thing was. So that's why I like Sportsters, man. It's just like a, what they used to call a UJM, Universal Japanese Motorcycle. You could do a lot to them back in the day, and Sportsters has always been a Sportster, you know. Same, pretty much the same trail and rake on the front end. Pretty much the same wheelbase, close, at least to what this one is. And they've always handled good, man. I've had, this is number 6 right here in my lifetime that I've owned. And I will always keep this bike. And this is actually my favorite bike. I've had 2 of this exact bike right here. Well, I've actually had 3, an 883 and 2 1200s. There it goes. I knew it'd run out of gas pretty soon. An 883 and 2 1200s. This is my second one. 883, if you're an insurance type person, you want insurance, it's cheaper to get the 883. For your insurance, it does get about 10 miles to the gallon, a little more than, I think, about 12 miles to the gallon better. I think it gets like 58 miles to the gallon, maybe more than that. But this one here gets about, let's just say 10 miles less to a gallon, being a 1200, 10 to 12. And there's some serious rust down there. No, that's a leaf. But these things handle real good, man. I like the way that they handle, and it just feels confidence inspiring what this thing gives you. It's 5-speed. People say, oh, I wish it was a 6. You know, give me a break, man. The reason it's a 5-speed, when they started out, the old iron head Sportsters were 4-speed. So when they put that 5th gear in there, it wasn't like a taller gear or a gear for highway. No, it was first gear. It was a shorter first gear. So to take off, you had your first gear, and second gear now equaled what your first gear was on the old ones. Something like that. But the 5th gear is exactly the same as what the 4th gear was in the old one. So it didn't give you any lower RPMs at highway speeds. It gave you a little easier takeoff, basically, if you were in city riding. It's probably easier on your clutches and stuff to take off. So that's how that worked. But I like it, man. 5-speed, leave it alone. You seen what I was doing in 4th gear. 4th gear at 55 was a little bit, I wouldn't mind going 55 in 4th gear. I mean, all day long, it wouldn't hurt a thing. But that 5th gear is just fine. Not that I wouldn't take a 6th gear if it was happened to have one. But the more you got to work on. Right here, you got 2 cylinders, 1 crank, 1 carb, 1 coil that you can see right there. you know, it's just easier to work on. And the more carbs you get, you know, the more things that go wrong. Water cooling, more things that go wrong. You got water pumps, you got seals. You got to remember to check your antifreeze often. Yeah, the tolerances are tighter. I agree with that. But this Evolution engine is all aluminum, so those tolerances are pretty tight from the factory. The old iron head Sportsters were iron jugs, iron heads, aluminum piston, and you know, they had to build them looser tolerances, so that's why they smoke a little bit when you first start them up, because that piston hasn't expanded yet. And then when it does, the iron jugs have to be big enough where it doesn't seize up in those till everything gets good and hot and everything expands, you know. So that's why. So you look at a old Sportster and you're like, well, why does this thing smoke as soon as he starts it up? Well, give it a few minutes, let it get good and warmed up, and it'll quit, you know. But that's the reason. You didn't want your piston seizing inside your jugs, and that's what would have happened had they built it to the same tolerances as these. And if you get a water-cooled bike, you know, those are even a little bit tighter. So, but they can do that because it's water-cooled. So water-cooled's okay. I have actually been broke down with a water-cooled motorcycle before. I won't tell you the brand name, just in case you have one. But just know that when you're broke down, you're stuck right there. You get an air-cooled. Hopefully you put your oil filter on there, or an oil cooler. You can actually stick a fan on the back of it, like on a water-cooled motor, if you so needed to. You could do that, and it'd be a lot closer to an air-cooled motor. But I've never ever been broke down on an air-cooled motor except for one time, and that was Daytona Beach back in 2001. Guess what I was on? 750 Honda. And it started knocking. I mean, it was just got way too hot. And I put it up, and my brother-in-law let me finish the entire rest of the week with a bike just like this, which was a 1200 Sportster. So I was okay with that. And but believe it or not, I would never have guessed that Honda would have overheated in traffic. And that's, you know, I mean, it's stop and go traffic, so it's not like it was, you know, going down the road. I was literally stopped and waiting for all the traffic to go through the lights, and it might take you 3 lights just to go from one light to the other light. That's how slow it was. There were so many people there. But this Harley, or any of my Harleys, I've never overheated. My Moto Guzzi never overheated. I used to have a BMW, never overheated. I never have an overheating problem, not one time. And I've been, again, in Florida. I've been all over the place. Been through the Smoky Mountains in Gatlinburg. Go through Pigeon Forge, Gatlinburg on a motorcycle, and you'll feel like you're going to overheat. Now the Ironhead, I never been in that kind of traffic with the Ironhead. It might overheat, but I'm going to put an oil cooler on this one here. I had one on my old one, just to make me feel better in case of that. And if it's cold weather, you can actually cover it with any kind of, you can make your own cover, you know, something out of a little bit of heat resistant cloth or whatever. You can cover it up and keep the air from blowing through it, to keeping your oil too cool. You don't want your oil too cool because it's too thick. And when your engine heats up, you know, everything, you need that oil needs to get a little thinner to go through there, because you've got less of a gap to fill. So that's how it works. Anyways, this is my video on my Sportster, my favorite bike ever made, and I've owned a whole bunch of them. Every brand: Suzuki, Kawasaki, Yamaha, Harley Davidson, Moto Guzzi, BMW, Triumph. I've had them all, and even had a BSA. I never rode it though. I never got it running. But my favorite bike of all times is this one right here, Sportster. Whether it's an 883 or 1200, does not matter. They are super reliable. I've never been broken down, not one time. So anyways, thanks for going for a ride with me. Appreciate it.